Hey there, welcome back to the channel. I know you're here because you've hit a crossroads. You've been holding strong, staying silent, working on yourself, and then suddenly there it is. A message, a call. Maybe it's just a casual, hey, or perhaps it's a deeper, more emotional attempt to reconnect. And now you're caught in a storm of emotions and questions. Should you respond? Should you ignore them? Is this a test of your resolve or a sign they've finally realized what they lost? And the biggest question of all, what does this mean for you? Let's take a step back for a moment. Think about the journey you've been on since you decided to go no contact. That wasn't an easy choice, was it? You chose silence, not out of spite or anger, but to heal, to reclaim your sense of self, and to find clarity in the chaos. Every moment you resisted the urge to reach out, every time you fought the wave of emotions threatening to pull you back, you were choosing you. And now, here they are, reaching out. But let's be real for a second. If they truly cared, why did it take your silence to get their attention? Why did they only notice your absence when you stopped fighting for their presence? These are the questions that tug at your heart, and answering them isn't as simple as a yes or no. This isn't just about them. It's about you. It's about the growth you've experienced during this period of no contact, the person you're becoming. Responding isn't inherently wrong, but it has to come from a place of strength, not weakness. If you choose to engage, do it because it aligns with your truth, not because you feel obligated or afraid of losing them. But before you act, consider this. Are they reaching out because they genuinely care, or because they're feeling the void you left behind? Are they ready to meet you halfway, or are they simply looking for a moment of comfort? You've done the work to protect your peace. Don't let anyone disturb that lightly. So, let's unpack this together, raw and unfiltered. By the end of this video, you'll have the clarity to decide, not based on their words or actions, but based on your truth and what truly serves your well-being. It's time to take back control, and it starts right here. Number 1, their message isn't a gift, it's a test. When they reach out, it's easy to feel a spark of hope. Maybe you think, they finally realized my worth, or this could be the start of something new. But here's the harsh truth. Their message isn't a gift. It's a test of everything you've been building in your silence, your boundaries, your healing, and your self-respect. Think about this. If they truly valued you, why did it take your absence to wake them up? Why didn't they fight for you when they had you? Their message now is less about reconnecting and more about gauging where you stand. They want to know if you're still waiting, still accessible, still theirs to take for granted. This is where Stoicism becomes your armor. Epictetus once said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." What does this mean? It means choosing your own peace over their validation. It means letting them sit in the discomfort of your silence, even if they, or the world, think you're being cold or aloof. Because in reality, your silence is a reflection of your strength, not weakness. Here's the thing. Responding too quickly can undo all the work you've put into healing. When you rush to reply, you're not just giving them an answer, you're giving them power. You're signaling that their message has disrupted your peace, that they still hold sway over your emotions. Is that really the message you want to send? Instead, take 48 hours to reflect. Sit with the feelings their message stirs up, whether it's anger, sadness, or even hope. And ask yourself one crucial question. Will responding to them serve my growth? This isn't about playing games or making them chase you. It's about protecting the emotional progress you've made. Think about what silence can teach them. When you don't reply immediately, or at all, you're forcing them to confront their own actions. They'll have to sit with the discomfort of not knowing how you feel. That silence can be a louder message than any words you could ever type. Now, here's your moment to reclaim your power. If you're ready to put yourself first, drop an affirmation in the comments. My peace is my priority. Because that's what this is really about. Not their message, not their intentions, but your growth, your truth, and your unwavering self-worth. Let them wonder. Let them feel the weight of your silence. And let yourself be free from the grip of their test. This is your story, and you get to write the next chapter, not them. Number 2, your value wasn't born in their absence. Let's clear something up right now. Your value didn't suddenly appear because they're reaching out. Their message isn't some magical confirmation of your worth. It's not proof that you've finally become important to them. Your value, it existed long before they came into your life, and it will continue to exist long after they leave. Here's the uncomfortable truth. They're not reaching out because they've had some grand epiphany about how amazing you are. It's likely because something shifted in their life. Maybe they're feeling lonely. Maybe their current situation isn't fulfilling. Or maybe they just want to check if you're still an option. Notice the pattern here. None of this is about you. It's about them. But here's the danger. When you tie your self-worth to their attention, you hand over the power they don't deserve. You let their message dictate how you see yourself. Think about it. If they didn't reach out, would your value diminish? Of course not. But sometimes it's easy to forget that when you're caught up in the rush of emotions their text or call brings, instead of seeking validation from them, ground yourself in what Stoic philosophy teaches us about intrinsic worth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Your value doesn't fluctuate based on how others treat you. It's steady, unshakable, and entirely independent of their whims. When they reach out, don't let it distract you from the truth. You don't need them to validate what's already undeniable. Their attention doesn't define your worth. It simply reflects their current state of mind. And honestly, that's not your responsibility to manage. Take this moment to reaffirm what you already know. If this resonates with you, drop an affirmation in the comments. My value doesn't need validation. Say it out loud, write it down, and most importantly, believe it. Because the moment you stop looking to others for your worth is the moment you reclaim your power. Let them reach out. Let them question where they stand with you. But remember, their message isn't a reflection of your value. It's a reflection of theirs. And you were whole before them, and you'll remain whole long after. Number 3, ignoring them isn't silence, it's strategy. Silence is often misunderstood. People think it's passive, empty, or weak. But the truth? Silence is a deliberate choice, a powerful response that doesn't need words to make an impact. When you choose not to reply, you're not being petty or evasive. You're setting a boundary. You're sending a message that screams louder than any words. I'm not available for your half-hearted efforts. Think about it. If they truly valued your presence, would it take your absence to make them reach out? Would it take your silence for them to realize what they lost? Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you choose silence, you're exercising that power. You're taking control of your emotions, your actions, and ultimately, your life. But let's be honest, it's not easy. Ignoring someone who once held a piece of your heart stirs up a storm of emotions. You might feel tempted to respond, to explain, or even to lash out. In moments like these, here's a strategy. Pause and reflect. Grab a notebook and write down exactly how their message made you feel. Was it anger, confusion, sadness, relief? Once you've identified those emotions, ask yourself, do I want to revisit these feelings by letting this person back in? If the answer is no, then you already have your response. Silence. It's not about being cruel or playing games, it's about protecting your peace. Ignoring them doesn't mean you're ignoring your emotions. On the contrary, it's acknowledging them and choosing to prioritize your well-being. By not responding, you're saying, I deserve better than uncertainty. I deserve better than effort only when it's convenient for you. Remember, silence isn't weakness, it's strategy. It's you taking control of your narrative instead of letting someone else dictate it. If you're ready to reclaim your peace and power, drop an affirmation in the comments. My silence speaks volumes. And as you move forward, keep this in mind. Silence is never just the absence of words. It's the presence of strength, clarity, and the unshakable belief that you are worth more than someone's fleeting attention. Let your silence say what words cannot. Number 4. Ask yourself, what changed? Pause for a moment and ask yourself, why now? Why are they reaching out when they didn't fight for you before? Is it because they've truly changed, or is it just a fleeting impulse born out of convenience or curiosity? This single question can save you from reopening old wounds. Think about it. If nothing has changed, if the patterns of indifference, neglect, or inconsistency are still the same, then their message isn't about you. It's about them, their need for comfort, validation, or even an ego boost. And here's the thing, you are not a quick fix for their uncertainty. You are not a placeholder for their temporary loneliness. Real change doesn't come in a single text, a single call, or even a single conversation. Real change is a consistent effort over time. It's not about grand gestures or emotional apologies. It's about their actions aligning with their words again and again. So don't let one impulsive message cloud your judgment or weaken the foundation you've been rebuilding. Ask yourself this: if someone truly values you, wouldn't their effort match their words? If they've changed, wouldn't you see it, not in isolated moments, but in a pattern of behavior that leaves no doubt? Don't mistake a moment of attention for genuine growth. You deserve more than someone who shows up only when it's convenient for them. Instead of rushing to reply, take a step back and reflect. What has truly changed since they were last in your life? Has their behavior improved? Have they shown consistent respect for your boundaries? Or are they just dropping breadcrumbs, hoping to keep you emotionally invested while giving little in return? It's hard to resist the pull of nostalgia, but remember, your worth isn't tied to their validation or timing. You've been growing, healing, and reclaiming your power in their absence. Don't let one message derail all that progress. If this resonates with you, drop an affirmation in the comments. I choose growth over convenience. Remind yourself that your time, energy, and love are valuable. At the end of the day, this isn't just about their message. It's about what you deserve, and you deserve someone who doesn't leave you questioning why they're in your life. You deserve consistency, respect, and love that doesn't require you to second-guess its intentions. Number 5. Turn their message into momentum. When that message pops up, it's easy to feel conflicted. doubt creeps in, questions swirl, and emotions bubble to the surface. But what if, instead of spiraling, you use this moment as fuel for your growth? Their message doesn't need to be an anchor, it can be a launch pad. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, what does this message reveal about me and how far I've come? Maybe it's a reminder of why you chose silence in the first place. Think back to the reasons you stepped away. Was it to protect your peace? To heal? To rediscover your worth? That clarity isn't something to overlook. It's proof of your strength and progress. Their message also carries another kind of power, not over you, but as evidence of your resilience. It's a reflection of the boundaries you've set and the self-respect you've nurtured. Use it as a mirror to see how much you've evolved. Their words, however tempting, are not a signal to return to old patterns. Instead, let them be a checkpoint in your journey of growth. Here's a simple exercise to turn this moment into momentum. Make a list of 3 things you've accomplished since going no contact. Have you rediscovered a passion, strengthened a relationship with yourself, achieved a personal or professional goal? Write it all down. Each victory, no matter how small, is a testament to the freedom you've reclaimed. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This message, rather than being a hurdle, can propel you forward. Let it remind you of your capacity to grow beyond the situation that once held you back. And remember this, their presence isn't a requirement for your progress. You are building a life of meaning and strength on your terms. Let their message serve as confirmation, not of their intentions, but of your resilience. If you're ready to keep moving forward, drop an affirmation in the comments. I choose momentum over doubt. Let these words guide you, because every step you take away from what no longer serves you is a step toward the freedom and peace you deserve. Number 6, respond, but only if it serves you. Here's the thing about that message, you don't owe anyone a reply. But sometimes responding can feel like the right thing to do if it aligns with your growth and serves your emotional well-being. The key is to approach this with clarity and purpose, not impulsive emotion. If you decide to respond, make sure you're the one driving the conversation. This isn't about seeking validation or slipping back into old habits. It's about staying true to the person you've become. Your reply should reflect strength, not vulnerability. Ask yourself, what do I hope to gain from this exchange? If the answer isn't crystal clear, take a step back. A thoughtful response can help you gain closure or clarify boundaries, but only when it's done on your terms. If their message feels vague, test their intentions with firm, direct communication. You might say something like, "What made you reach out?" Their answer will reveal whether they're serious about reconnecting or simply testing the waters. Remember, the goal is not to reopen wounds, it's to protect your peace. If their reply seems dismissive, inconsistent, or full of excuses, know this: their behavior is not your responsibility to fix. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." You don't control their motives, but you do control how you respond, or if you respond at all. Before you hit send, draft your response. Read it carefully. Does it feel like you're giving away too much of yourself? Does it sound like you're chasing validation or bending to their narrative? If the answer is yes, delete it. Only send something that aligns with your self-worth and respects the boundaries you've worked hard to establish. If they're truly invested in reconnecting, they'll respect your terms. They'll meet your energy and honor your healing process. And if they don't, that's your answer right there. It's time to keep moving forward without them. If you're ready to stand firm in your truth, drop an affirmation in the comments. I only give my energy to what serves my peace. Let this be your guiding principle. Your growth and peace are far more valuable than any reply that risks compromising them. Number 7. No response can be the ultimate response. Sometimes the most powerful response is the one you don't give. When you choose silence over engagement, you're sending a message louder than any words could ever convey. You're showing them that your worth isn't up for negotiation. You're showing them that you don't need their validation, their explanations, or their closure to feel whole. By letting their message hang in the void, you take the power back. Their confusion, their regret, isn't your responsibility to fix. It's not your job to answer their questions or ease their emotional turmoil. They made their choices, and now it's their turn to sit with them. Seneca's words ring true. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. When you don't respond, you're showing that you're rich in self-respect. You crave nothing from them. No attention, no reconciliation, no empty gestures. You're not filling any void in your life with their presence because you've already filled it with your own growth and peace. In this silence, you're not weak or passive. You're strong. You're choosing to protect your peace instead of giving in to old patterns that no longer serve you. No response becomes a declaration of independence, a reminder to yourself and them that you've moved on and you're doing just fine on your own. Think about it. When was the last time you let someone else's confusion determine your next move? When was the last time you stayed silent because you knew it was the most empowering thing to do for yourself? That's the beauty of silence. It's not a void. It's a statement of strength, a refusal to engage in anything that doesn't serve your well-being. So, if you're ready to claim your own peace, drop an affirmation in the comments. My silence is my strength. Let that be your reminder that your worth isn't dependent on a response. It's found in the quiet power of standing firm in your truth. This moment, it's not about them. It's about you reclaiming your peace, your power, and your purpose. Whether you respond or ignore them, let your choice reflect the person you're becoming, not the person you were. If this message hit home, drop this affirmation in the comments. I choose my peace over their chaos. Like, share, and subscribe if you're ready to own your story and take your power back. You've got this. Stay strong,